Okay, good. So, in today's class, we'll discuss about HPALM. Okay, so yeah, my voice audio might be a little bit low. Okay, so so don't worry about it. Maybe for HPLM, let's see. Yeah, maybe HPLM, I don't have better quality audio. Okay, okay, but let's see. Because if it's getting recorded good, then maybe in the YouTube you'll be having a better audio quality. Okay, so maybe it's getting recorded good. Okay, maybe it's not getting to you because maybe some issues with this. Okay, so that might be reason. Okay, because some people can hear, some people cannot. Okay, so not everyone are facing. Few people are facing, and some people can hear it properly. Okay. Okay, so HPLM is also a test management tool, but it's from HP. Okay, Hewlett Packard, application lifecycle management. Okay, before back in like 2005, 2005, 2006, there was like not all this was not there. It was there's something called um, test director. Okay, there's a test director in that time, and it was done by Mercury, because the Mercury guys, and later they came up with quality center. Quality center, they had different version 1, 2, 3, and they had till 10. Then HP actually bought that Mercury products. Okay, they bought it, and now it's called HPALM, it's application lifecycle management. They got, they changed everything, and most of them are, it's server installed or cloud based. Okay, so now it's no more. You don't have to install in your server, or you don't have to install in your system. It's normally cloud based. Okay, but they charge for that, so you may not able to have the direct access. But if you are looking for access for HPLM, you can, you can check with Tagore. Okay, he will be, giving you access for HPLM. Okay, so HPLM is more, good. It's more used or more good for waterfall methodology, not for agile. If you are in agile and you are using HPLM, then you will be facing a lot of issues, not just with the because agile is pretty quick and it's fast moving. Okay, today you have this software, tomorrow it will be in production, so it's that fast. So in that case you don't want to delay your work. So HPLM may not be always a very good idea for choosing it for for agile. For agile you can use Rally or TFS, Team Foundation Server, or Jira, so on. But really not, if you ask me, I would not recommend for most of the private. But still, the client uses this, some people use this, that's fine. So we'll see how this works. Okay. So here they have different, you see this lot of modules in the left side, left column. So you will not be having access to all these modules. Okay, you'll be only having access as a testing perspective, right? As a testing perspective, you will not have all this access. This access nobody has except administrator. And obviously, the administrator will not be testing, will not be doing development work. They only work on this one. Okay, so not all the access. Some this has distributed over manager. Manager has some specific access, and then Scrum Master has its own specific access and so on. So let's see here. So what you'll be working on is requirements. So there are 4 modules in HPLM. One is requirement, and then you have test plan, test lab, and then defects. 4 major modules in HPLM. Okay, you will not be having all this access. Okay, maybe business components, but really you may not be doing much, into business components. Okay, so requirements is a place where you actually view the requirements. So you will be having only read access, not just write access. Okay, no more no more deleting that user story. You cannot delete it anymore. Okay, if you try to delete it, you have to go to administrator, and obviously you cannot. Okay, you don't want to go to the administrator and say, I want to delete it. User story. Okay, so you cannot do that. Okay, anyone has any question? Yeah, I mean, you can. So if somebody has any question, you can unmute your mic, and you can go ahead. My audio is on, so. Any questions? Yeah, somebody raised their hand, so just somebody has any questions, you can unmute your mic, okay, or you can ping me, okay. Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can unmute your mic, and you can go ahead. So, okay, so that's how. Okay, in the requirements, you will be only having read access, not write access. No more deleting of anything. You cannot delete anyone's work here. By default, you are restricted with the access. Okay. Now, test plan and test lab. This is the one you will have complete access for you, because you are the one who. So this test plan is not the test plan document we are discussing. This plan is something here in HPLM. Test plan is used for writing your test cases. That's the only thing you use in the test plan. Okay, in HPLM. Okay, not the document. I'm not talking about the document. That test plan is completely different. Don't get confused with the document and HPLM. Okay, so so if somebody asks, okay, do you know the test plan? Obviously, they are talking about the document, not in HPLM, because if they are talking the HPLM, they will be talking the specific one. So in that case, even if you don't understand or something you need more information, you can that you request them. What are you talking about, the document test plan, or are you talking about this HPLM test plan? Okay, so you can. Because this plan here is only for writing test cases. Okay, so next the test lab. Test lab is to execute your test cases. You've already written test plan, you execute here. Okay, now once you have done this, you will report defects in the defect section. Okay, similar thing what you are doing in the Jira, Rally, all those things. This is a similar way. But the way this is organized is a little bit different. So we'll just go and see what's there in this tool. Okay, so let's go to the requirement section, and obviously you will be only having read access. Okay, you will not have any yes, it's another tool. That's right. It's similar to Jira, Rally. It's also HPLM. Okay, so that's the reason I'm giving you additional tools. Okay, because you don't have to know all these tools, but it's like good to know, because in your resume you'll be putting a lot of things, right? You have done QA, you have done ETL, you have done all this. So that's the reason, so that you will get used to this tool. Exactly. So somebody asked, right? The different company will be using different tool. That's right. The different company will be. Let's say if you are in some healthcare company, they might prefer, Rally, or maybe if you are in financial company, they might prefer some Jira. Okay. Let's say if you are in some, different domain altogether, they might prefer some Zephyr, which it's not even there. So that's how, that's the thing it is. So all these tools are same. Okay, all this is same, but it's a different company from different company. HPLM is from Hewlett Packard, Rally is from CA Technologies, and Jira is from Atlassian company. So all the, and again, IBM has its own tool. Okay, IBM has ClearQuest, and Microsoft has TFS, Team Foundation Server. All these, are different. That's right. So I'm giving this one because the reason somebody asked it, why are you giving so many tools? So that's right. I'm giving this because you never know which company you'll be working on. You don't know which tool you'll be using on. So that's the reason. Like if you're comfortable with one or two tools, you can use any tools. Okay. But it's not necessary you have to know everything. It's not like you need to know everything. It's like you need to get some idea so that even if it is different tool, here you know three tools. Let's say you understand three tools and you can put in your resume and you're good. But when you go into the client place, okay. But if you go to the some client place and and they might be using some other tool, BMC ticket management. I don't even know, no BMC. But the way you need to answer the questions when boss request, ask you, have you used BMC ticket management? Now you don't know what is BMC, right? But it's a similar tool again. It is like Rally, like Jira, like HPL. It's a similar tool, but the way it's so different. But then you need to make them understand. Yeah, as you can see in my resume, I've used all these tools, so I don't think it'll be a big issue because I know it'll just take 1 or 2 days to figure it out because I'm pretty good in using many tools. So ticket management tool, yeah, of course I've used test management tool, so I don't think it's a big deal to work on that. That's how you need to answer it. Okay, when you don't know something. Okay, you cannot say no, I don't know. That's really not an answer. Okay, that's the reason to getting it's for good for you to get used to these different tools. Okay, so that's good. If you really know different tools, so you will have a better, so you will have some better idea, right? Which people are using, which is common, which is good, and how can we improve, right? So there's the point. Okay, so here let's go back here in the requirement section. You have these requirements. They're similar to Rally. You have user stories. So here we call requirements. And let me figure it out. So here you need to figure it out your own project, which project you're working on. Okay. So let's see here. There are so many projects. If you can see, there's a closed one, there's open one. So we'll go to this one, GMO. So you have GMO, IT on the GMO, and this is the requirement. Okay, so this is the requirement, and if you see here, there's a tab here, a lot of options. So of course, obviously, you'll be doing nothing with this. You'll not even, this is really not your job to see, but it's good to know. You can look at it. Some you have access, some you don't. So we'll just see here. Okay, it's good, but really you cannot change anything. Okay, and this history, what you're trying to do. So this is the requirement. Okay. There's nothing to do, only to understand. Requirement is only to understand what you're trying to do here, and based on this, you need to write your test cases here. It's really, it's nothing to change here or do something in requirements. Okay, not just in HPLM as a matter of any tool. You just will be looking into this. Okay, requirements is just for looking for you so that you can write test cases based on that requirement. Okay, that's the only thing a tester is allowed to do. Okay, not just tester, even if you take developer doesn't do anything with the requirement, just looks at the requirement, develops an application based on the requirement. Okay, so That's how it is. Okay, so that's the use of the requirement. So let's go. Any questions in the requirements? So you can go through this, but really it's not important because you not upload anything here. You'll not have any access. Okay, and you might able to upload, but it's really nothing to do with requirement section, and you are not supposed to do it either way. That's not your job. So you're not doing someone else's job. Okay, so now it's just to look right. It's only for understanding what is the requirement. That's your important thing here. Okay, so you don't have to worry what are the field values here. Just you can see who created it, and you want to see who created it and who is the responsible business analyst, because you want to. If you have any questions in the requirement, sometimes you might have questions, right? Because you're not able to proceed your test cases with your requirements. So the requirements may not be that simple. May not be that understandable. Then in that case, you want to reach out to business analyst so you can see who created this requirement. Other than that, we have nothing to do with this. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the test plan section. Oops. This has been changed. Okay. Good. Okay, so this is the test plan section. Okay, and here what you are doing in the test plan, you are just writing test cases. That's it. You're doing nothing. You will be just writing your test cases based on requirement assigned for you. And I'll just see, so this is the thing, right? Here is a little bit complicated in HPLM. The problem is you're doing too much redundant work here. Okay, you cannot skip that. There's a problem. That's how the tool was designed. So this tool is pretty old. It's like about 2008, and they keep doing this. It's been 10 years. This thing didn't get improved. Okay, but they still have a lot of issues here. Okay, so here's the thing. First, you need to figure it out which project you'll be working on. You see, there's a lot of projects. You see this? So this is how it will be. You don't know which project, then you need to figure it out which project. Let's see here. Now in this case, I know which is my project, so I'll just go. If you don't know your project, you want to check with your lead or get the URL for this. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, good. This is my project, and this is my project. Okay, so let's see here. I know my project, which project I'll be working on. Okay, so here again you have a lot more things inside your project, right? So there are sub projects. See here. There are sub projects which you will be a lot of working on different sub projects. So what you want to do is you can create your own folder here and try to do this. Okay, it's okay. You can do create your own folder. Make sure you are doing that particular project which is assigned to you. This project, you are not creating project, but what you are trying to create is your own work. Okay, inside the project. So make sure you click on this. And now let's see here. I'll create one folder for myself. And now make sure this is clicked so that it goes inside this directory, and I'll put this name. And click OK. So you see this has come in the last, but this really doesn't look organized. What you want to do is go ahead and click F5. This refresh all. Once you click on refresh, now you see this is organized. It just comes after numbering. Okay, so that's good. Now what you have to do is let's see, inside this there's one more script, right? This test case is actually framework, not exactly, you cannot say it's a test case. This is a framework for your test case, because that will help you to write your test case. Okay, So what I'll do is, you know what, no, I'll just click here and click on new test set. This is new test, okay? Once, okay, I'll just copy this. And once you do this, okay. Okay, so this is the test name what I'm giving, okay? And really I won't worry about this attachment section at this time. And type, what is this type? Is it manual, is it automated, or is it performance, you know, or so on? Okay, it's a load runner scenario, okay, or is a system testing, you want to, you know, put that. Okay, so that's the what type of test. And level, so here you see this red color, the red color is on mandatory and the black color are optional. So we'll just go to level as medium, priority, medium, and reviewed, not reviewed. So review is for if you are, you know, when your test cases, when you create your test cases, it should be reviewed by your lead. So that's what it means by reviewed. If you're creating first time, then obviously it will be not reviewed. Okay. Creation date, that's today's date. Who is the designer? I'm the designer for, so you will be the designer for your own test case. Reviewer, if you know your lead's name, you know who will be reviewing it, you need to put, you know, your lead's name here. It's a test priority, you can leave it blank because it's just optional. Test effort, let's say, you know, I'm putting 8 hours, so we'll just put this 10. Okay, if you have any description, you can, you know, enter some description and click on OK. Okay, so I have just created a framework. Okay, I have just created framework, not test case. Okay, you need to, you know, remember that. And if you see this, there's a green color lock item. You see this open. That means this is checked, you know, checked out. Okay, that means I didn't check in. To check in, okay, once I finish all this, I will be checking in it. Okay, so the reason you have this because to maintain the version control. Okay, if you see you've edited your test cases, you know, if you want some changes, you want to check it out, and then, you know, you edit it, then check it in. Okay, so yeah, let me, you know, give me a second. Okay, so is, you know, is it good now? Can you able to hear? Okay, yeah, so you know, there's a problem, like not everyone can hear, some people can hear properly, some don't. Okay, so don't worry about it, you know, we'll be getting audio, we'll be, you know, I'll be sending in audio, and if you're not able to view, you know, able to see that audio properly, okay, if you never, you know, if you still have difficulties, you know, I'll send you a different audio. Let me look on this one, okay, because I don't have a different you know, best quality for ALM. Okay, but I'll look into this. Okay, if you still have the issues after recording it. Okay, so okay, so here just put the test priority. So if you know the test priority, you could put the test priority. Okay, Okay, so yeah, let me, you know, okay, so I'll send you a better audio quality if you are not able to hear. Okay, so because some people now can hear, some people don't. Okay, so it's not everyone can is not the same problem, right? Some people have some problem. Okay, so this is how you need to fill up this information. Okay, once you fill up this, okay, you can, if you have any description, you can write description. Here you need to write your test cases. Okay, this is a place where you will be writing your test cases. So here what I'll do is, so I've already written test cases, right? Let's see, I'll just copy here this test cases, just copy it. Okay, so that, so most of the time you'll also be doing copying and paste, and you'll be removing all this, whatever the content it is, you'll be editing your content. But otherwise, if you have to write your test cases, then you will be writing from scratch. It depends from project to project. Okay, so this is my test cases. Okay, so this is how I can write the test cases here in the design steps. Okay, once you have done that, we can see various modules here. Parameters, if it's a parameter is really not required, much required for QA as a manual tester. But if you are using some automation tool like load runner or QTP or Selenium, then you want to use this parameterization. Otherwise, it's really not required here. Okay, okay. Attachments, I would not worry about the attachment in the test plan section for now because it's really not required. The problem is this attachment. Okay, the problem is this attachment here. If you are using it, you will forget it because there's something called one more attachment. If you see here, so this is also attachment. Okay, so don't get confused. Okay, this is this is really not required because I was not using it for any reason. This is, I don't know, the way they design it is really not helpful because if you are using this attachment, there is one more attachment. When you double click it, you see this attachment. That is completely different from this attachment. Okay, because this, this is for whole set, and that is for only for that test case. Okay, so that's the difference. But otherwise, either way, I'm not using this attachment. Okay, but it's up to you. If you're using it, you need to remember where do you put your attachment. Okay, otherwise you're not able to find your attachment once you do it. Okay, so better not to use it. Then you have test configurations. If you have any configurations, you can add it. And requirement coverage. Okay, so here let's see. This is something called RTM. Okay, so what is RTM? RTM is requirement traceability matrix. So what do you do in that? So you want to make sure all the test cases are at least to match one requirement. So that's called RTM. Okay, let's see how we do it here. So here what you do is click on select requirements to this umbrella kind of thing, right? So here what you're trying to do here is you're trying to navigate the user the requirements section here. Okay, you're navigating the. Let's say if you do this and click on this and you can add this. Okay, good. So now I just did RTM to my test cases. That means this RTM is mostly you're linking your test cases to that requirement. Okay, so that's the main theme of. So why do you want to link it? because you want to make, because business analysts want to make sure you have written test cases or not, so that they'll move with the another user story or another requirement, right? So that's the reason you want to link this. So that's called RTM, requirement traceability matrix. That means you want to make sure all the requirements should at least match one requirement. Okay, once you have done that, you can, if you want, you can remove to this, like, it's like linking that, you're linking your test cases with the requirements. Okay, and then link defects. Of course, I'll not be using this. This is really, there's no reason to be here. Okay, this link defects, because there's one more link defects here, which is here. See this, and again, this I'll not be using both of them. It's really not necessary. And then you have dependencies. If you have any dependencies, and then history. You want to see who checked in, who checked out. All the history gets updated. Okay, so that's the use of test plan. Any questions? So test plan is used to only write the test cases. That's it. You don't want to do anything else. Okay, attachments. You don't want to use that. Okay, especially in HPLM, because there are too many ways to do it, and you might get confused from where you did and from what you did. Okay, so simple thing is just to write your test cases. That's it. Nothing else. Any questions in the test plan? Okay, so I've just created my test cases. So I want to check in. So this option is not always available, but if it's available, then you want to use it, right? So now once you click on this check in, this option is located in right upper corner. Once you check in this, you want to see which of the test cases is yours. So here is my test cases. How do you know? Because it's 1196. See this, my ID 1196. And if I look here you go. This is my ID 1196. Okay. So that means that's my test case that I need to check in. And here you click on check in. If you have any version, that means you've added some test cases, you've deleted some, the patch was increased, so you added extra test case, all those things. If you have any information here, you want to write it out, or else you can leave it and click on OK. Okay, good. So now I checked in my test case. Okay. Now, if you want to edit something here, again you need to check it out and then edit. You cannot edit here right away. Okay. So that's how you need to do in the test plan section. Now let's go to the test lab module. Okay, so here what you do in the test lab, you execute the test cases. Whatever you have written in test plan, right? You need to execute here. So I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, this is not really user friendly, because if you are using this rally, let me show you here. Rally will see people who missed it, people who are not aware of this. Let me show you. People who know it is good. You guys have done, but this is for people who don't know and who didn't use it. So for them. So if you see this, so let's say this is my test case, right? So this is my test case, and what I'm trying to do here is, wherever you're writing this test case, you're executing at the same place, right? So this is the execution part. But obviously this is not the case here, okay? Because this is a little bit old version. So of course, it's a little bit different. So it's split in different thing, okay? So here it was easy, because where you have written your test case, you'll be executing in the same place. So that's a better idea, right? Why you make a different module and you need to execute? So there's no real reason. Okay, so that's the reason here. there is a different module for execution. Now, once you go to that, if you see this again, a lot of projects here going on. Again, you need to make sure which project you're working on. See here the redundant work. So there will be two projects, not very two projects. You need to create a second time the same project name. You need to first find out project. So let's say here. So you'll be repeating all what you have done in test plan. So that's you know uh, redundant work. Okay, good. So I found my my project, and once you stay in the project, right? Now I want to create my test set. Okay, this test set is for this test set is again it's a framework. Okay, you're not really executing anything in a sort thing, but you are actually creating a framework for yourself. So let's say here, I'm creating a framework, and make sure it's high. You want to highlight this directory or this folder, and then you create this test set. Okay, otherwise it gets created somewhere else place. Okay, numbering here. Okay, and again you have this option. It's a functional default performance. Think you need to put as default, otherwise it doesn't work. Let's put it default. Okay, and then you have this baseline. You can put this and change that to state. Click on OK. Close. We know this closing is 23rd. Created at to state. Created by, and if you are responsible, then you'll be the responsible guy. And default environment, let's say just put a recommended environment. And open date, that's today's date. And who's the responsible person? Will it be you or will it be someone else? So in this case, it will be me. So I just put it my name. And what is the status? It's open. You know the build number, you want to put that build number here. Okay. Once you put that information, you can also put some description and click on OK. So you have created a test framework, test set framework. Really, you didn't do anything. You just created a framework for yourself. But here again, this numbering is gone wrong. You want to refresh it. You can go ahead and click on refresh. So once you click on refresh, now it comes to correct numbering. See here 15, 16, 17. So you can do that. Okay, so once you go here, you have option here details. You can edit these details. It is disabled, you cannot edit it, but other than that, you can edit. Execution grid and execution workflow, which is anything workflow. Attachments, again, I would not use any attachment here. If I have to put any attachment of my screenshots and anything, I would be clicking on double click. I'll be using this, double click that, and you see this attachment, I'll be using this attachment. The reason of having these two different things, because if you're using this attachment, this gets for whole set. And if you're using this one, so this gets for that particular the particular one. Okay, so that's the difference. And automation, if you have any automation, and linked effect, of course you can use this linked effect. So let's go here, execution grid. Now there is, if you see here, we already written test cases, right? Remember, we already written the test cases. Now what you want to do is, but obviously it's not in this test plan, test lab. It's in test plan. So you need to select, the test cases from test plan and pull up and put it here. So what you want to do is click on select test. Once you click on select test, now you're trying to navigate. Oops, see here. You see this test plan tree? So you're trying to navigate what you have done in the test plan. So let's see what we have done in this plan. So let's go here and click on here, and I can drag it and drop it, just like that. So you can drop it, or I can use this arrow mark and pull out this. Okay, either way you can do it. Now, once you do this, you can close this, and that's done. And here, now you have this one. Okay. Now, actually you're supposed to see test cases here. It's supposed to show up here, but it's not really not showing up. So, but I would click on that and see, if there is anything here to be changed, you can change it here. Okay, runs. Now, of course, I'll be using this attachment. Okay, it's not even this attachment. No, this is different. Okay, when you click here, there's pop-up windows, right? So this is different, and this attachment is different, and then this attachment is different. Okay, so all these different things. So you want to use this attachment, not anything else. Okay, the particular test case you're working on. So this is a test case, and here you want to see here. Okay, this is the one you want to use most frequently, not anything else. Okay, so what I want to do is now I will run this my test case. Okay, how to run it? I'm going to do two parallel things here. When I open the application, what the test cases says, well, let's see here. I click on this, and so what I can do it here, right here. Select this. If there are multiple sets here, you can select all the set at once or one after the other. So if I want to select this and click on run, okay. So once I put this run, okay, it's good, and you want to click it again, begin run. I don't know what is this use for, but it's really not helpful. Click on begin run. Okay, now you see the steps. You see the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Okay, now you need to run one after the other. Let's say, what does it say? Description, enter the URL in the Firefox and click enter. Okay, so once you do this, you want to put the actual. This is the expected and this is the actual. So what is the actual? Home page of the GMO is displayed as per the requirement. And click on past. If you click on past, it gets moved. And online catalog page is displayed, so you want to check it out. So all this you need to do parallelly. Okay, you need to look out this test case and click on okay. So this is working. This is good. Click on enter GMO online. So that's what it says, right? Okay. Click on enter GMO online, and what happens? Online catalog page is displayed. Okay. So online catalog page is displayed. Okay, and click on pass selected. Now page is navigated to place order. Okay, so once you put it here, let's put here and place order. So yeah, place order page is navigated. So you want to do is page is navigated, place order, as per the requirement. Okay, and click on pass, and so it's a click on proceed with order button. Page is directed to billing page. Okay, so proceed with order, billing page, and okay, and click on enter. And once you have done that, let's say you all passed this, everything is passed, but only one test case got failed. See, here's the thing: even if one test case get failed, whole test set is failed. Okay, everything is failed. You cannot say this passed. Okay, just because one or two test cases, only one test case failed, no, it should be passed. It doesn't happen. Yeah, so let's say I'm failing this because oops, not this one, and I'll say like page is redirected to online, and I'll just put it as shipping and handling issue. Okay, and I'll just stop this clicking this end run button, which is located here, and click on end run. Now once I run, as I told you, right, the status got failed because just if you know, you see this has got updated here. Everything has got passed every step, and it's got failed at only one. Okay, so that's how you can execute your test case. But here you want to make sure you're not using this status, but it's just because you can use this. Now I can pass this, I don't care. Now you cannot do that. Okay, again you get caught hold of this. Okay, you'll be just caught red-handedly, because here whenever you're executing your test case, here it shows the time. See this time? But if you're using this status and just putting it past, now your lead will immediately catch you saying that you cannot pass a test case in just 1 second. All 10 test cases are passed. It doesn't happen that. Okay, you cannot just change the status and say it is passed. Okay, so you don't want to use this unless specified. Unless it is specified by a lead or manager saying that, hey, you know what, it is not applicable, we are not running this test case at this time, or you want to use it blocked because you're blocked with it. Okay, otherwise you're not using much of this. Okay, you're not doing it manually here. You need to go through that process one after the other, running and executing the test case. You need to follow that process. Okay. So that's all about execution of test case. Any questions in this? I know HPLM is a little bit hard. It's not easy like Rally. Rally is simple. Okay, so if you are not able to understand something, or you need to go more than once, because this is an old tool. Okay, it's not really user friendly. If you ask me, this tool is not really user friendly. The user friendly is something which you use it once. You need to be really like, yeah, this is what I was looking for. That's how it should be. But this is not that that convenient. The convenience is not there in HPLM. You need to really look at this something which is really not important and will be there. The functionalities will be there. Okay. So yeah, obviously this will be hard. Okay. And yeah, you cannot expect it. One time you see it, then you will get it. It's really not that. We need to look at multiple times and understand what we're trying to do. Okay. Okay, so if no questions, so we'll just move to the next topic. So that's how, that's all. You want to execute it, you execute it. Since it is failed, you want to open a defect. Okay, because it's failed, obviously you will be opening defect only for the failed test case, right? So once to open a defect, you want to go to the defects section, click on defects module, and once you go here, navigate to it. This is a defect summary, and here you can create a new defect. You see this? So there was a question here. Okay, this was an interview question. So they asked like, how many ways you can open a defect? Okay, how many ways you can open a defect? Now there are multiple ways, not just 1, 2, 3, just like that. It is, just so many ways, and really you don't want to use all the ways. Okay, so here what happens, right? You can open defects in the defect section. Okay, that's good. Defects. You can also open defects while running your test cases. You see this, when we are running this, there's a defects. Okay, when you used to run, right? Let's see here. Once you run this, you have this option of opening defects. You see this? Okay, so that's one. And the other way is you can open defect right in the test lab. Just go ahead and click on link defects and add and link defect. Okay, you can open right here. But that's really not really helpful. You can also open defects in the test plan. Not helpful. But that's how it is. Okay, it's the multiple ways, but 3 ways are important. One is in the defect section. The other is while running your test case, and the other is you double click on this. This pop-up window shows up, and here you can open it. Okay, so multiple ways, but only three ways that are useful when you're doing. Okay, so better to open in the defect section. That should be more when you're running a test case. That might be good because it may help you to save some time, but really, I mean that's really not required because it's not any convenient way to do that. Okay, okay. So let's see here. Let's open a defect here. Click on new defect. And as usual, we know what the issue is: shipping and handling. So you want to write some information here, and which project here, Geom Online, and what to put as so if you want to put the star marks because if you are using production issues or critical issues, you want to use it. Otherwise, you don't want to use it. Okay. Here I'm putting my name because it's like I'm opening this issue, so I'll remember it. Otherwise, because everyone are using only one ID, right? So there's a problem. Okay, so here again you need to fill up all this information. Who is the respective owner of the defect? He is always a developer. So the developer guy who is responsible for it. And with the category, defects, we just put it stick on defect. For the browser, Internet Explorer. Detecting version, if you know the version, you can put the version. Which date, that is today's date. Oops, that's not today's date. It's 19th. Okay, just today's date. And then there's the language, English. Estimated fix, again, this is supposed to fill up by developer. The developer has to fix this. And I mean, they have to put this some time, how much time will it take to fix that issue. Okay. But the product area, if you know the product area, you can put it. Otherwise, it shows as optional, but we'll see that. Priority, we'll just go for medium for now. And is it regression testing or is it a manual testing? So here we'll just not a regression. Severity, medium. So here status, right, you can only open as a new and then you need to change it to open. You cannot directly open with the open status. That's really, this HPLM doesn't support that option. First you need to be a new status, then change it to open. Okay, so that's a problem with this. If you have, environment, of course, it's a staging and testing environment, and close date, of course, will be 23rd. Build, if you know the build, you can put in a build. So once you fill up all this information, now we just want to write some description. So I'll just put at shipping in the same thing, right? When you okay. So here again you can put your screenshot. Let's see here. Let's put a screenshot. So I'll take this screenshot. Use Paint. Either you can use Paint or you can use MS Word. It's up to you. So here we'll just use this Paint and then paste it here. Once I do that, Let's put this one. So I'm actually highlighting it, okay? So it's easy for everyone, for a developer, for you, because you will be knowing what the defects you have opened, and for also for the documenting, when your boss requests it, you can document this. So that will be easy for everyone. Once you put it, and once you put this screenshot, insert image, you see this option. So in any tool, you will be having this option, okay? If you don't have option, there will be some attachment section where you can attach it, okay? So if you take any tool, just don't have to be HPLM or anything, it will be having the insert image option, okay? So here, this good thing is you can, skew your image, okay? So here, I'll just see here, 60%. Okay, this looks good. So once you put 60%, right? It's really, the image is skewed, and I want to click on add. This looks okay. Okay, so now this shows. Okay, so my there's a defect, and I'm trying to show the developer. Okay, so this is how you can attach your screenshot. Once you done with it, let's try to submit it. Click on submit. Okay, good. It got submitted. And also make sure once you have done that, it's a new status. We don't want new, right? It should be open status, not a new. Okay, for the subject, you want to put a subject, we'll just put as. So you know which subject you're working on, you can put on subject. So we'll just put it subject here. Okay, good. Okay, so now you have successfully opened the defect and put the status as open. So you need to make sure it is an open status. Otherwise, nobody will be looking into your defect. Okay, so now what you want to do is, so this is all manual. So we are doing so many manual, right? Now we have open defect, but you didn't link with your test case. You need to link. So here we are linking with the test case to the requirements. Here you want to link your defect to your test cases. Okay, so let's see here how we can link it here. Now defect ID, that is 249. You see this 249. What you want to do is go to test lab and click on this. Once you click on this, link defects, you see this option, link defects. And once you do this and click on link, now I just want to link existing defect. And I know my defect is 249, and click on link. It's good. Now it shows a link. See this? And click on OK. Now once I click on OK, okay, now this icon will show as link icon. Okay, it's not showing up because I didn't refresh it. Let's refresh it. If you see here, this is link chain icon. You see this chain icon? That means this shows your test case is linked with the defect. So that's good. Okay. So that's how they'll notice that okay, you have linked your test, your defects to a particular test case. Okay. Now if you go in the defect section, and if you see there's a chain icon here, okay, let's refresh it so we can see it. Okay, so here you go. So this chain icon, that means if you click on this, it will just directly go to the particular, supposed to go with the test case. You see this is a test case. Let's see here. Okay, good. Now I can open this test case, what test case is, and I can see here. Okay, so that's the use of defects. Okay, so it's similar what we have learned so far. Okay, it's for Rally, Jira, HPLM, all the same. But if you see here, the user navigation for HPLM is pretty different from all other tools. Okay, you don't have user stories, so there's no sticky notes to move around. Okay, not all those things, because this is designed for more for a waterfall methodology. And not for agile. Okay, And if you see here, there's a lot of options you do have in defects. Once you see you have linked entities, that means you can link this defect with the requirements too. See, sometimes what happens, right, when you open a defect, it becomes a big, the defect might be so big that they have to create the requirements based on the defect. That's the reason you want to also, you can link the requirements to here with this. So that means that requirement was created because of this defect. Because the defect was so big, they have to create the requirements, and a lot of people are working on it again. So you can also see that. And you can also see here, you can link multiple other defects too. Okay, sometimes duplicate defects, okay, you want to link it. Or what happens, right? Let's take an example here. Let's say you have opened a defect, okay, and the developer completely rejected it. And the reason he said, no, there's already defect for this and we are working on it. So there is already defect, but you don't know. So what you want to do is you want to link that defect, because of that defect, your defect should get, see that your defect should get fixed, right? That defect might get fixed, but you have to make sure your defect gets fixed. Okay, so you want to link here the defect number. Okay, that you can do is link option, go to defect section, and you can link the existing defect. So that's how you can link other defects. Okay, so that's how you can do it here. Okay, here is development activity. What development is going on, what build is there, what's happening in history, how many people have changed it. So all you can see it here. Okay, any questions so far? So this is about defects. Okay, so you will not be having access to all this. Okay, so you will really, development is for developer people. They want to see the checking code, what is the code going on, what are the builds happening. So it's really development job. So you'll obviously will not have any access for this. And if you're a performance guy, you're looking into this performance of the application. This is done functional testing. So this is a completely different team. So again, you may not always have this option. So most of the option will be only the three of these, like requirements, test plan, test lab, and defects. The four of them. Management, of course, nothing to do, management with you. So releases, libraries, repositories, build services are not taken care by the Scrum Master or your boss. So mostly your boss will be looking into this because this is management perspective. Okay, so any questions so far in HPLM? So it's only test plan, test lab, and defects. These three things will be working mostly. And yeah, tomorrow we'll go through in one automation tool. So we'll talk about the QTP. Let's see. We'll go in detail about QTP and see about introduction on automation. How can we do this automation? And we'll see if we can run the test case, and we'll see how you can how to perform an automation testing. So this is pretty much done with the QA actually. By today is the QA. Tomorrow we'll just try to see how to run a test case in automation, in regression testing. Okay. So, and on Monday we'll just look different certification, because somebody asked, right? Somebody asked, like, can you explain about certification? So that's what we'll be doing on Monday. So if you want to, I would say just have some knowledge on this. I would say you can go to the video recording and try to understand it, but I don't think it's really required to go over the tool. But really, if you require it and if you think it's important, you can go ahead. You can request the credentials from Tego, and you can follow that. But what I would say, just have some knowledge, but don't just go completely in ALM. My point is, if you are only doing ALM, then you might miss out miss something else, because ALM, it's not many people are working it. Yeah, of course they are working. There are a lot of companies which are working on ALM, but it's really not necessary that you get a project which is only on ALM. Okay, that's my point. Yeah, if you're lucky, of course you can get it, and but it's really not necessary. Okay, so just try to only see and understand what you will be doing only. Okay, not everything. So just don't try to get too much. I mean, don't spend too much time on learning this. Theoretically, if you're good, then you'll be good at work. So that should be enough. Okay, if no one have any questions, can we close this class for today? Yeah, sure. If you're not able to attend this class, that's fine. I hope you guys are getting the recordings. You can make use of recordings. You can use it in your free time, or whenever you're free, or you can use it. No big deal. Okay, yeah, that's fine. If you're not able to attend, just try to go through the recordings. That should be good. And you can come back with the questions. If you have any questions, you can come back. Only few people actually cannot come back with the questions. Okay, uh, so I hope some people are getting it. Of course, obviously, some people that don't understand because the audio is not good. Okay, so all those things. So but if you are having any issues, you can reach out to me. Okay, so I might find some alternative. Okay, some alternative and see, give you a different recording, or guide you in different thing, so that it's not necessary that it's like audio is not good, so the class is not good. That doesn't mean, right? I mean, you can reach out to me, you can email me. My email ID is manu@ikemaker.com, and I might give you a different option or different thing so that you can learn from that if you're not able to learn from my class. So that's the point. Okay, no questions. Okay, I'm closing this class. Okay, thank you guys.